Apparently, Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt do not like each other. The red carpet premiere was last week, and they didn't take a single picture together. Drama? Where was I when this happened? I think there's rumors that Jennifer Love Hewitt tried to take Freddie Prinze Jr. from her, and so they haven't seen or spoken to each other since the very first movie. Crazy. But does that equal a good movie or a bad movie? Let's talk. And welcome to my Safe Gayven, everybody. Thank you guys so much for clicking on another video and joining me here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. If this is your first time checking out my channel, checking out my videos, seeing my face, let me introduce myself. My name is Michael. I call myself the Black Gay Comic Geek. As it says in the name, I'm black, I'm gay, and I like comics. So I like to talk about fantasy, superhero, sci-fi, horror movies, action movies, and of course I like to talk about black representation and queer representation. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you think representation matters, representation equals normalization, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you're subscribed, or if you're not subscribed and you decide you want to check out the channel, explore a little bit more before you subscribe, at least do me a favor, hit that like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, getting this video out there, getting my channel out there, so more eyes can see the channel, more eyes can subscribe, so I can continue to grow the channel, so I can continue to hopefully make some more money on YouTube, because the more followers and the more views specifically that I have, the bigger the YouTube check. Because the goal is to eventually hopefully become full-time so I can quit my currently full-time job, because I hate it. It's commission-based sales. I hate commission-based sales, but nobody else seems to want to hire me. But anyway, guys, let's talk non-spoilers for the 2025 version of I Know What You Did Last Summer, directed by, her name is Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, and I didn't know this until just this second when I looked her up, but she was one of the co-writers of Thor: Love and Thunder, and I was like, ooh. But with that said, does the track record of Thor: Love and Thunder, should she be marred for that? Does this movie give you Thor: Love and Thunder vibes? Let's talk more about it. She also directed a Netflix movie called Do Revenge, which also ironically had Sarah Michelle Gellar in it. I didn't see it, but I heard some people say it was really good. But anyway, let's talk about 2025. I Know What You Did Last Summer. The synopsis is: when five friends inadvertently cause a deadly car accident, they cover up their involvement and make a pact to keep it secret rather than face the consequences. 1 year later, the past comes back to haunt them as they learn someone knows what they did last summer. Stalked by a mysterious killer, they soon seek help from two survivors of the legendary Southport Massacre of 1997. And so yeah, based on that, the synopsis and even the trailer, it's literally the same movie from 1997, except it's just a group of different kids. And of course, with the two survivors, you eventually see Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. show up to help. And in many ways, it's kind of almost the same vibes as that you're trying to capture with, say, Scream 5. I think almost in the same way that the original I Know What You Did Last Summer tried to capture, because I think Scream came out before I Know What You Did Last Summer, which both of them also ironically had Sarah Michelle Gellar, because Sarah Michelle Gellar died in Scream 2, and then she was in I Know What You Did Last Summer and died in that one as well. Which, if I remember correctly, I don't know which one came out first, but both of them, I believe, came out in 1997. I guess she was just like, look, I'm already doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, I can't be a final girl. I'm already the final girl in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so let me just die in these horror movies. But these new five set of friends, their name is Danica, Ava, Milo, who most people know, and I didn't realize because I was like, why does he look so familiar? He was Prince Eric in the live action version of The Little Mermaid. And then there's Teddy and Stevie. They are the five friends that accidentally caused the car accident, the ones we're following. And obviously, with it being a slasher, with it being a horror movie, we know all of those five friends don't make it, but I'm not going to tell you who is the final girl or final boy. Who knows? It's 2025, and I'm not going to tell you who because that's spoilers, and this is a spoiler-free movie. But with that said, overall, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, especially if you've seen the original two movies, I Know What You Did Last Summer with Jennifer, I want to say Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Love Hewitt, even though they're both J-Lo technically, but Jennifer Love Hewitt, and then even I Still Know with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Brandy. And supposedly there was a third one, but we don't talk about that one. I didn't see it, but we're not going to acknowledge that one. But anyway, if you've seen those movies, you pretty much already know where this one is going to go. Like, this movie didn't really reinvent the wheel. Again, like, even the premise, it was literally almost the same premise, almost the same movie, kind of beat for beat in many ways. But with that said, even though you kind of go into this movie knowing what to expect and you pretty much got what you expected, I still overall had a lot of fun watching this movie. It was very campy. There were a lot of deaths. A lot of people died. And I'm not even just talking about the people in the core five. Like, there were a bunch of other people in the town that died. The deaths were brutal. The deaths were bloody. The deaths were gory, which is the things that I love in my fantasy, which I forgot to mention in my intro. I love the things that I love in my fantasy and love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or anything variation of the four. So there was a lot of blood and gore. No, not really any sex and not really any magic. I mean, there were some sexy moments. People were making out and stuff like that, but it wasn't like sex. But points for this movie because it did have some gay, which I was surprised about. I was like, oh, okay, yes, I love me some gay, woman on woman gay, but it is what it is. Gay is gay. But also going into the camp, like, I really liked the characters, the five that were following. And my favorite was, her name was Chase Sui Wonders, who plays Ava Brooks. And the whole time I was watching, I was like, where do I know her from? She looks so familiar. And I found out after the movie when I looked her up that she was in another movie that I really liked called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And funny enough, while watching the movie, like, going to what I was saying, like, there was some gay in it, like, and not from these characters specifically, but I was like, the core five, they all give me that they all slept together. Like, the two dudes that, like, they all slept together and shared each other at one point. That's kind of how it felt to me. Like, even like the two guys making jokes and talking about how they love you, like sleeping with you, like, and I don't mean love you like I love you, bro, but like, it just, like, they just all gave me that vibe that they all slept together. But you get to see how Southport has evolved and changed over the almost 30 years since the original 1997 movie, and how the town and the government and everything like that have tried to move past what happened back in the original movie. There's a lot of callbacks and references to the original movie. Like, we even get to see the department store that Helen and her sister Elsa ran, and where Elsa ended up dying. We get to see that department store again. Obviously, we know Julie and Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? But we know Ray. Yeah, we obviously know from the trailer that Julie and Ray are in this movie, but they also reference Sarah Michelle Gellar, and her character's name is Helen, and what is the other guy from Cruel Intentions? Again, I'm drawing a blank. Ryan Phillippe, whatever his character's name is, they reference him as well. And of course, referencing things from other movies, they also reference and bring up things from, like, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, because that was one of the questions I had going into this movie. I was like, are they gonna try to say that this movie I Still Know What You Did Last Summer doesn't exist? Are they trying to erase that? Kind of like what they did with the Halloween movies, where they like retconned to say Halloween H2O is no longer a thing. I think they said Halloween 2 is no longer a thing. It's just Halloween. And then they jump forward to the ones that recently took place with Jamie Lee Curtis, which I think Halloween 2 is the one that established that Jamie Lee Curtis was his sister, Michael Myers' sister. And now they got rid of that and said that's no longer a thing. But no, turns out they didn't retcon I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. They referenced like Bahamas. But yeah, so overall this movie was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I can't say much more because it's getting into spoilers. Now, I will say, again, not getting into spoilers, because there is only so much I can say. At first, after watching the movie, I was like, I'm really enjoying it, but then something happened that made me go, okay, now I don't know how I feel about this movie. Not to say I don't like it anymore, but I don't know if I like this choice that they did with regarding this movie. But then after sitting on it for a day, I was just like, actually, now that I thought about it, I actually appreciate this decision, because it is different than a lot of these other movies, like that they bring back the character, like a Scream or a Halloween or Friday the 13th or any of these other slasher movies. I'm like, this is at least trying to be different. And while I maybe would have preferred that they didn't make this choice, I appreciate that they took this risk. But I will say they did kind of telegraph that they were going to do that in the writing. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, it was fun. I will say, like, Freddie Prinze Jr., he's not aging, but like, he's aging very quickly. Like, he's only like 46 36 or something like that. And he looks like he's damn near in his 60s. Meanwhile, like Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar, they both look pretty good. But yeah, Freddy, that boy looking old and he's not even 50 yet. But yeah, definitely stay after the credits because there's a post-credit scene, and based on what they show, they are obviously hoping to get a sequel in this. And honestly, I would look forward to, especially once you see the post-credit scene and what it involves. I'm just like, oh yes, I would love to see a sequel for this movie. And I'm very curious of what they're gonna do, like what the storyline is going to be in the next movie, should they get another movie. But yeah, I had fun. Hopefully we get a sequel. And I think based on what I'm seeing so far, it might get a sequel because I believe it's made its budget back in its opening weekend. Because usually horror movies don't cost that much money. Usually horror movies are like $5 to $10 million. Granted, I say not that much money. I wish somebody would give me fucking $5 to $10 million. That's a lot of money for me. But movie-wise, that's like a low budget. Most horror movies are not that expensive. So they already made their budget back in the opening weekend. I don't know how much they spent on marketing, but I'm pretty sure another weekend they'll get their marketing budget and make a profit. So based on that, I'm foreseeing this getting a sequel. But with that said, did you guys go out to see I Know What You Did Last Summer this weekend? You guys probably went to go see Superman. If you saw Superman, check out my non-spoiler and spoiler review. But if you did see I Know What You Did Last Summer, let me know your thoughts. And then, obviously, you know what I mean by the saying that the one thing that I don't know if I liked, you obviously know what that is. So let me know what you thought about that in the comment section below. But again, watch spoilers just in case the people that haven't seen the movie. But if you haven't seen the movie, do you plan on seeing the movie? Were you interested in seeing the movie before seeing this review or after seeing this review? Let me know all your thoughts regardless in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, interact for the all gay rhythm. This is one of your first time checking out one of my videos. Check out the other videos on my channel. Hopefully you like what you see. And if you do, you hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.